Darkness isn't always silent. Sometimes it whispers through static screens and unanswered calls. Celeste Rivas was a name that once filled the news, an investigative journalist who vanished on a cold October night after uploading her final report. But the story you're about to hear isn't about her disappearance. It's about what she left behind. Hidden files, secret messages, and a truth so dangerous that it took lives to bury it. Tonight, we dig into the shadows that swallowed her whole, and what they didn't want you to see. The footage, the clues, and the digital ghosts that followed her all point to something much bigger. Something that begins not in the newsroom, but in a small apartment filled with half-written notes and blinking red lights. Every piece of evidence recovered whispers the same name, Celeste. So turn off the lights, plug in your headphones, and listen closely. Because what you're about to hear might change the way you see the world, forever. It was 6:42 p.m. when Celeste was last seen leaving her apartment. The CCTV caught her stepping into a black sedan that wasn't hers. Inside her home, her coat still hung on the wall, her purse sat on the couch, and her phone, face down, flashed with missed calls. Investigators said she'd gone willingly. Her family knew otherwise. The city's streets were full of rain that night, every reflection a blur of neon and mystery. Neighbors recalled a faint argument, the sound of tires screeching away. Yet, when the police replayed the footage the next day, the crucial 5 minutes were gone, overwritten, corrupted, erased like she had never been there. Only one thing remained untouched, a single note on her desk. 3 words written in smudged ink. They found me. 3 days after her disappearance, a file appeared in her cloud drive. It was titled Truth01.mp4. Inside, a shaky video of Celeste whispering into the camera. Her eyes were tired, her tone calm, but every word carried fear. "If you're watching this," she said, "I didn't make it." Behind her, in the reflection of a dark window, a man's silhouette moved. Slow, deliberate. She never turned around. The footage cut to static, then to encrypted codes flashing across the screen, like coordinates or a key. The last frame froze on her lips parting, as if she was about to reveal the one name that cost her everything. When experts tried to decrypt the file, their systems crashed. Whatever was inside that code wasn't just data. It was a trap. A single photograph changed everything. It showed Celeste with an unknown man standing near a cafe she never visited. At first glance, he looked ordinary, but zoom in, and the truth bled through. The same man was seen behind her in dozens of other pictures, from rallies to press conferences. Always near, always watching. Forensic analysts enhanced the photo and uncovered a symbol tattooed on his wrist. A black triangle enclosing an eye. The insignia of a secret organization rumored to silence journalists who got too close. Celeste had been tracking them for months. Now they were tracking her. The revelation sent shivers down her colleagues' spines. The stranger in the photo wasn't just following her. He was the one she trusted most. Her own editor. When police seized Celeste's laptop, every drive was clean. No videos, no drafts, no records. But forensic recovery pulled one fragment from her recycle bin, a 4-second clip of her whispering. They erased it all. Her eyes darted to the door as footsteps echoed behind her. Then, static. Rumor spread that someone inside the newsroom had wiped her data before the police even arrived. One technician disappeared soon after. Another resigned without explanation. It was as if the entire story had been scrubbed from reality. Pixel by pixel, witness by witness, and yet, somewhere deep in the dark web, people began sharing a link, a download labeled Celeste Rivas Final Cut.zip. Nobody knew who uploaded it. A week later, her closest friend received a voicemail at 3:12 a.m. It was Celeste's voice, distorted and faint. "Don't trust them," she breathed. The story is buried beneath the tower. The message ended with the sound of glass breaking, and a single male voice saying, "Cut the line." Experts confirmed the number had pinged from a disconnected satellite phone near the city outskirts. Authorities claimed it was a prank. Her friend knew better. Celeste's tone wasn't panic. It was warning. The next morning, the friend found an envelope at her doorstep. Inside was a USB drive, wrapped in a torn piece of Celeste's scarf. The USB drive contained dozens of documents, bank transfers, private messages, and confidential videos, all linking Celeste's editor to offshore accounts under fake names. She had found evidence of media manipulation, paid propaganda, and political bribery worth millions. Each file was time-stamped the same day she disappeared. She must have known they'd come for her, and planned her evidence drop before they did. But someone else was still one step ahead. The drive's metadata showed it had been accessed after her death, by someone inside the police. The case wasn't cold. It was controlled. Celeste's unfinished documentary surfaced online, pieced together by an anonymous uploader. Hidden in its audio frequency was an encrypted code. When decrypted, it revealed GPS coordinates leading to an abandoned warehouse on the city's edge. Investigators followed the lead and found a red door sealed shut with chains. Behind it, dozens of film reels labeled with victims' names, other journalists who'd vanished over the years. Each reel contained hours of footage exposing corruption at the highest levels. Celeste hadn't been working alone. She was part of something bigger, a network of truth-tellers fighting from the shadows. 2 months later, a reporter named Morgan received an email from Celeste's old address. The subject line read, "Keep going." Attached was a video. In it, Celeste sat in the same dark room as before, but her voice was steady this time. "If you're seeing this," she said, "you're the next one they'll try to silence." The timestamp was the day after she vanished, meaning she had survived, at least for one more night. Her message ended with coordinates identical to the red door location. The implication was chilling. Someone else had filmed that message, maybe even forced her to. The line between victim and survivor blurred, leaving only questions that cut like knives. When Morgan reached the warehouse, the red door was open. Inside, the smell of rust and dust filled the air. On the floor, a single USB drive blinked with a red light. He inserted it into his laptop, and the screen came alive with Celeste's face. She looked right into the camera and whispered, "Finish what I started." Suddenly, loud footsteps echoed through the building. Shadows moved. Morgan grabbed the drive and ran, the echoes of gunshots chasing him into the night. By dawn, he was gone, leaving behind only his car, engine still running, and the laptop missing. Hours later, the video began uploading to every major platform across the globe. The truth had been unleashed. Morgan's final act made sure the truth would never die. From a hidden location, he sent Celeste's files through dozens of encrypted tunnels, releasing every secret she'd ever uncovered. Within minutes, world news erupted. Political resignations, public outrage, protests in the streets. Then, a mysterious call came to his phone. "You did it," a woman's voice said softly. "They can't bury us anymore." Static filled the line, and then silence. He knew it was her. Somewhere, somehow, Celeste was watching. As dawn broke, the world changed. Her name became a symbol, not of fear but of courage. Celeste Rivas didn't vanish. She became eternal. Celeste Rivas was more than a missing journalist. She was the spark that lit a fire no one could extinguish. Her story reminds us that truth doesn't vanish when voices are silenced. It multiplies. If you made it this far, you're part of her legacy now. Hit subscribe, share her name, and keep her voice alive. Because the moment we stop speaking her truth, darkness wins. This was the story of Celeste Rivas, and remember, Truth never sleeps.